Testes, testes. All right.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed Studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and it is a beautiful Monday morning. Damn, it's Friday already. I am so glad.
I feel like I partied with Paul Pierce last night. So.
Paul Pierce was having some fun. He was in the privacy of his own home. The problem is you don't put that shit on social media.
Especially not when you work for the Mouse. If you work for Mickey Mouse, you probably shouldn't have strippers twerking behind your head while you're smoking a blunt.
Yeah, that's
just throwing it out there.
It's not the best of ideas.
I would think we all know that, but apparently we don't. I just would love to hear the conversation between him and whoever let him do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't let me do shit when I'm doing stuff.
Dude, we just smoked 7 blunts. Why are you letting me use social media?
Take my phone away from me.
Friends don't let friends social media high. That's pretty much it.
Why I take my phone, I put it in my pocket.
Your phone?
In my phone. Oh, we got the damn Rona shot. I don't, feel super wonderful. The internal 5G is cool. I will admit.
Yeah.
Having Wi-Fi everywhere I go is pretty cool.
Jeremy and I both got our first shots over the weekend, and so we're ready for shit to get back to normal.
Yeah, and unlike him, I didn't feel the urge to post a picture of me with my shot card because I think you all know what that fucking looks like. I saw it. I almost crucified you on social media.
Just do it.
Why? What good is posting a picture of you with your shot card? Like, oh, I got it.
I'm hoping to encourage others to fucking just do it. I'm done with this shit. Let's get it done.
Do you really?
If this is what it takes, let's just fucking do it.
Let me ask you, how many people do you think saw your picture with your shot card and went, hey, the backup goalie from Heavyweights did it. I'm in.
Not saying I have a grand following, but I just want to encourage others to follow suit.
Yeah, Jeremy got his shot. Jeremy didn't feel the urge to post some stupid picture on Facebook, then he got his shot. Be like Jeremy.
Be like Jeremy. We're influencers, man. You have to learn how the influencer game works. I can't believe I'm the one having the conversation with you.
Nope, I got it. I just, I don't feel the urge to sweat you like we're at Guantanamo Bay to do something that I didn't particularly want to do in the first place.
Hey, you can choose to do what you want to. I'm just trying to lead by example.
Did they send the attractive nurse to you, or did they just sense the animus in me, and that's why they sent her to me?
No, she was. Yeah, my nurse was very nice. Very nice young lady from the UNC School of Pharmacy. She was a Tar Heel. She was like, oh yeah, because I got the steering wheel cover, and she's like, oh, you're a Tar Heel fan? It's like, yeah. Did you go to Carolina? I was like, no, I wasn't smart enough to go to Carolina. She was like, oh, I go to Carolina.
She's like, oh, I did. You're a dumbass.
Well, no, her response to me was, well, that's okay. And I went, you didn't have to say it like that. I mean, come on.
Did she tell you were a big boy for driving there all by yourself?
Oh, what a weekend it was in college basketball, the Final Four. I had it completely backwards. My prediction before the game started on Saturday was Gonzaga by 24, Baylor by 3. I had them swapped. Baylor just steamrolled over Houston. And then Jalen Suggs did one of the greatest shots we will ever see.
Jalen Suggs is officially a card-carrying captain of hashtag Team Gets Mine for the rest of his life.
Right. The UCLA Bruins hanging in there, going toe-to-toe with the undefeated Gonzaga Bulldogs. It was unbelievable. I didn't think they had it in them, really. But damn, Mick Cronin's a good coach.
Yeah, he is. He is a good coach.
He is a fantastic coach, and he had his guys ready to play. Johnny Juzang playing just playing for his life.
And unfortunately, nobody will ever remember that because Jalen Suggs went full-on onions from 40 feet.
The majority of people will probably not remember, but I think we will.
I won't.
Really?
No, hell no. Hell no. I'll remember Jalen Suggs shot for the rest of my life. I won't remember Johnny Juzang at the end of the week.
No, I think it all plays. It all plays into the memory.
I won't.
The fact that it happened so quickly. I mean, we've seen this time and time again already. And hell, I can think of 3 examples in the last 5 years that we've seen this happen. 2 of them involved my team, Carolina. And you remember the Luke May shot, but do you remember the Malik Monk shot before that?
Nope.
The 3-pointer that Malik Monk hit to trigger that play. And then, of course, there was the Marcus Page 3 in the national championship game
which might be the greatest shot that nobody gives a fuck about.
And then Chris Jenkins gets all of the highlights.
As well he should. You know why? Because he won.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Wow, winning.
There you go.
93-90. And a lot of talk, is this the greatest game we've ever seen in the tournament? I mean, it's one of them.
I would say, you tell me what's better. You tell me a game you've ever watched that was better than
it was the Carolina-Villanova game.
I'm going to disagree.
No, you can disagree all you want.
Because this was a slugfest. It was beautiful. Best player in college basketball, the little scrappy underdog. I can't believe I'm the one defending that, not you.
Right.
It was phenomenal, which is good because it's one of 2 games I will ever remember from this tournament. UCLA was in both of them.
Mm-hmm. What was the other one?
UCLA, Alabama. It's the only other game in this tournament that I'll remember for more than 5 minutes.
Right.
Everything else pretty well sucked.
Come on.
Name me another game you'll remember past the end of this week.
Well, I mean, I can't.
There you go. You can't because there's not.
I've already forgotten them.
Because most of them were blowouts.
We had some good close games, though.
You know what I'll remember from this tournament? Making a whole lot of money. That's what I'll remember. Thanks, first round. Drunk at the beach, just doing stuff.
Did you take UCLA? Plus the 14 against Gonzaga?
No. I thought Gonzaga was going to win by 60.
I did too. I really did too. That's why I was so surprised at the back and forth in that ball game. It was an unbelievable game, and I get it. I mean, it was a higher scoring game than that Villanova-Carolina game, but the fact that it was the national championship, I don't think you can't discount that. So when people say the Jalen Suggs shot is the greatest shot in college basketball history, no, it's not.
You sound like Skip Bayless, and it makes me want to yell at you.
No, well, how?
Because Skip Bayless tweets out, it can't be the greatest shot of all time when it was a lucky shot. Shut up.
They're all lucky shots.
That's not even kind of true, and I'm not shocked that that's your defense. I thought that was the dumbest take of the weekend.
Right.
Loser of the weekend, Skip Bayless, for being a schmuck. As he usually is.
No, I'm not going to take anything away from him. I mean, that shot was spot on, and he gave it way too much, but somehow it bounced in. I don't see how you can't look at that and go, yeah, there was some luck involved in that.
I didn't say there wasn't luck. I said it was a he called game.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. And I know definitively he knew that bitch was good from about the time it came from here to here.
Yeah.
Just looked at that and went, that's money. That's cash. That is cash. I'm going to go jump on that table over there.
But you got to hand it to UCLA for making that a ball game, and now we end up with the game that we all wanted, Gonzaga and Baylor. First, before we get into the preview of tonight's game, where does that rank for you on all-time shots?
The shot from Jalen Suggs?
The shot from Suggs.
Number one. It's the best shot I've ever seen in my life. It's what the Gordon Hayward shot against Duke would have been, except he missed it.
Right.
It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Because it was from 40 effing feet.
Again, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say the Chris Jenkins shot was the greatest shot that I've ever seen. It was the most mixed feeling I've ever had watching a basketball game because I was so overwhelmed of what just happened. I felt like, and then we got to do it to Kentucky fans the next day or the next year with the Luke May shot in the Final Four to win that ball game. I think it's 2 for me. It will definitely go down in the annals of college basketball history, but all you Duke fans still trying to hang on to the Christian Laettner shot. No, I think it ranks probably 4th on my list now in best shots in college in the tournament history.
On the bright side, we now have it is a 2-horse race in our bracket challenge. Anthony Abruzzi. The Bruces?
Okay, all right.
And the original Trash Panda. If Baylor wins, it's the original Trash Panda. If not, Anthony Abruzzi.
Z's. Wonderful.
Abruzzi. That makes more sense. Yeah, that.
Names are fun.
I don't do names well.
Where did you finish up?
Billionth. I was 1 trillionth. I had Florida State winning it.
I think I was in 16th last time.
And you beat me.
Did I?
By a considerable amount, I think. Frankly, if you lost to me, you need to introspectively look at your life. Because I had Florida State winning the national title. So
Yeah. Did you not do more than one?
no, I went full homer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went full. That would not be fair for me to put 2 into our.
Well, I was
contest.
looking at screen names, and it looked like there were more than one with your screen name.
Yeah, because I got drunk and hit the wrong button, but I didn't attach a bracket to it.
Okay.
I do think it's funny Caleb attached his to my account, so I keep getting to see how badly he is
That's what it
beating my
was.
ass.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and Caleb, who had Georgetown in the Final Four, is kicking my shit in.
Under your screen name.
Yeah, and it's on my page, so every time I check my bracket, it's like, hey, you're not even the best on your own username.
Nice.
Good for you. How's that make you feel?
That's a sad reminder.
Armchair
God.
commentary, I do thoroughly enjoy his trolling of people. As the guy who does not watch college basketball at all and is going to finish third. Good for you. If Baylor wins, he'll finish second. And we'll have lost by 1 first-round upset.
Yeah. Matthew Hoffman, you're in good company, sir. We're tied for 16th in the in the bracket challenge. That was one of those that after the first week was over, I went, yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
that's done.
I'm done.
We're on a new shit.
Yeah.
Let's do a Masters poll.
I got no shot to do that. Oh, it's Masters week.
It is Masters
That's
week.
right. Oh, and I'm off later this week. I might do the old man thing and just sit down and watch golf all weekend.
Hello, friends. I can't wait.
We'll talk about that in a second. Tonight, the national championship game, Gonzaga and Baylor. We've been on a crash course for this since the beginning of the season. Well, hell, since last season. Who you got?
Gonzaga's going to smoke them like a summer sausage.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this game won't be close. This game will not be close.
Wow.
Gonzaga's had its challenge. This will be comfortably a Zags win. And then you might have Mark Few take the Carolina job in the next 72 hours. Which would be tremendous to me.
I don't know about all that, and I don't think this is going to be a blowout game. I think this will be a close one.
I think this is going to be a... You ever watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and they're like cooking a pork butt, and they've had it in the smoker for 14 days?
Oh, yeah.
That's Baylor. Just imagine a bear's head in there, and that's going to be Baylor at about 10 o'clock.
Wow. So you think they're just going to be able to what? Run them out of the building?
I think they're going to beat them savagely. I think Gonzaga is freakishly talented.
Yes, I would agree with that.
They have 4 first-round picks on this team. Mm-hmm. That's all you really need to know. You know how many first-round picks Baylor has?
1.
0. Not 1.
Really?
Who would go in the first round?
I don't know. There's a lot of hype for Davion Mitchell after his performance in this tournament.
And they are wrong.
Jared Butler?
He's not an NBA player. He'll be a second-round pick, and he'll bounce around the league for 8 years. Whoopie-woo.
Okay.
I get Corey Kispert and Jalen Suggs. Okay. Yeah, I think I like it my way.
Now, obviously the first-round talent for Gonzaga is there. I was reading an article to this point of all evaluating the NBA talent that's in this game. Matthew Mayer is on this list. Yeah, mullet guy, mustache. Yeah.
I'm going to go with no.
Old trailer park. Apparently.
Look, I mean, if anybody can speak to the power of a sweet mullet, it's this guy.
Holy hell.
Yes.
You've got to fix that. That's gross.
Oh, don't worry. Your peanut butter and jelly is showing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the top
Yeah, you tried
part,
to tell me my
sure.
hair was turning gray Friday, and that fucked up about 6 hours of my life until I realized you were blind.
He was standing in front of the mirror like, is it really light?
No. The answer was no.
No.
It's not.
No, it was just the way the light was hitting you in the ESPN studio. It made it look like he had like a white streak going through his beard.
Tank would.
That's the new way, though, that I've found to get under Jeremy's skin is to hint at the fact that his hair might be turning white.
Tank would love to grow a mullet like this, but he's afraid he would look too much like Benjamin Franklin.
Yep.
With the skullet.
I thought about that over the weekend. But do you realize like how long that would take me to grow? It would take years.
You have that very fine hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
It's wispy.
Right. It wouldn't look Benjamin Franklin-esque at all. It wouldn't. It would look. I can't even think. I was going to do a Harry Potter reference, but you couldn't. You wouldn't get it. So
you remember John Tenta, the guy that played Earthquake? That's what I think it would look like.
Oh,
just
you're not far off on that.
Tremendous.
You're actually not far off on that.
The skullet. Hashtag skullet.
Really, you think tonight's going to be a blowout?
I do.
I think it's going to be a very close game. Davion Mitchell guarding Jalen Suggs is going to be an interesting matchup.
Feel like you guarding me.
No, come on.
Jalen Suggs is going to have him a game tonight. This is the swan song for Jalen Suggs.
National Defensive Player of the Year is going to have nothing for Jalen Suggs.
Nope. No, he's not. Jalen Suggs is the best player on planet Earth that's not playing in the NBA right now. It should tell you everything you need to know that this debuted at 4.5 and has stayed there. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of points in a national title game. Mm-hmm. With the two best teams in the country.
Right.
And very few people are going, yeah, give me the Bears.
It's no doubt that Gonzaga is going to be able to impose their will on them inside. But it's whether or not Baylor's three-point shooting can keep up.
Matthew Hoffman posted a score in the comments, 84-67. I think he's pretty close. I think it's going to be somewhere in that neighborhood.
No.
Mark Few's been here before. Scott Drew hasn't. That's all I really need. Oh, and then you give me the three best players in this game? Oh, okay,
good
cool.
point.
Yeah, I will roll with that.
Good point. How much is Drew Timme going to have tonight?
A billion D rebounds.
Oh, come on.
And the best mustache on the floor. If it didn't take me so damn long to grow my beard, I would have cut my facial hair into a Drew Timme.
The Fu Manchu is what is it with all the white players and just embracing the white trash culture?
Because we have more fun this way. Mullet game strong.
I mean, Matthew Mayer is at the top of that list. Drew Timme as well. Just why? Why play into the stereotype? I don't get it at all.
Because it's tremendous.
And then you.
Because it's awesome.
Of course you think it's awesome.
Because we like to party. What up? I don't think it's that hard to understand, to be real honest with you.
Okay. All right.
Because you know what's better than riding around on a lawnmower? Riding around on a lawnmower with a PBR in your hand. Woo!
Right. You said 10 seconds after he wins the national title, Mark Few take the Carolina job. You're still banging on that?
Well, they're not hiring Jerry Stackhouse. And Ed Cota, stop twittering. You're not allowed to Twitter for a week. He came out and said they should hire Jerry Stackhouse and bring in Wes Miller as the top assistant.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a thing that a former, an all-time Carolina great said out loud. When people say, "Oh, you didn't play," you don't know. This is gonna be my newest example of, oh, really? Ed Cota was astronomically better as a player than I ever thought of being.
Right.
He proved in one tweet he ain't got a godforsaken clue of what he's talking about. We should bring in Wes Miller as lead assistant. Maybe we'll bring in Larry Brown and George Karl too.
Well, that's the apprehension that a lot of Tar Heel fans have about the Wes Miller talk, is that he's not old enough. He's not proven himself at a bigger program yet. That's what they want to see.
So what, you like Jerry Stackhouse for that? Who's been the worst Power 5 coach by a lot.
I do not. I
just think it's like, where do you think this magical candidate's going to come from? You going to hire Matt Painter from Purdue? That'd go over like a turd in the punch bowl.
I told you.
It would. You think Carolina fans are going to go, yeah, Matt Painter, woohoo?
No, not a chance.
No. They'll do that with Brad Stevens. They'll do it with Mark Few. Other than that, it's Wes Miller.
End of
Stop
list.
thinking about it so much.
Yep. That's the end of the list. We're not reaching Chris Holtman. I heard his name mentioned over the weekend.
He would be actually a really good hire that Carolina fans would hate.
Uh-huh. I agree with that. But I told you that the first calls were going to be made within the program. And Steve Robinson has already interviewed. Hubert Davis has been interviewed. Jerry Stackhouse, King Rice, and Wes Miller. Those were all, they talked to everybody in the family first.
At the rate they're going, I won't be shocked if they ask to talk to me by the end of the week. They're not going to ask to talk to me.
Rashid Wallace. Rashid Wallace will be next on this list.
Oh, yeah, that was Ed Cota in his infinite wisdom. He wanted Rashid Wallace to be an assistant coach.
Yeah.
Under Jerry Stackhouse.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I think that would be fine. Rashid's been coaching in high school, so yeah,
that's
why
great.
not?
Hell, maybe I'll go coach AAU with him.
He was coaching like Word of God or something like that in the Raleigh area. Yeah, okay. You're not. I don't think you're giving that job to Jerry Stackhouse.
You're not. You're not, and it's comical that people think you are.
And I think that the fact that they have already.
I have to say this, and maybe it's because I can see the forest for the trees because I'm a Florida State fan.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick a team in North Carolina, it'd be North Carolina. But you do realize that the Jerry Stackhouse thing didn't go great in Carolina, right? Like, you do understand that's part of the reason that Dean rode away.
Mm-hmm.
Books written about it. Don't know what I'm talking about? Google it. Rasheed Wallace and Jerry Stackhouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the two he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as Roy rides away, you want to give the job to that guy? Okay. Okay, then. You do that. See how that works out for you.
I did think it was great that Bubba Cunningham pointed out that when he interviewed everyone, he not only talked to them about the head coaching job, but also supporting staff as well. And I think that was the real crux of all of that conversation was like, we don't want to lose you guys, but you can't be the guy.
Yeah, we would love Wes Miller to have Steve Robinson sitting right beside him with Hubert Davis. That would be tremendous.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be an awkward conversation with Wes Miller and his staff. Like, they offered me a job.
You guys got to stay.
Tried to bring you guys. They told me to go. Pound sand. Said those spots had already been filled.
You have to make the calls within the family first, but you don't have to make the offers first. And I think that's what we were kind of getting to on Friday was you don't have to offer the job to Steve Robinson or Hubert Davis or any of these guys, but you've got to talk to them first.
I just want Brad Stevens to pull the Nick Saban and say, I will not be the next head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Because that probably means he's getting ready to get on a plane as soon as that's over.
Absolutely.
That's the best hire. That's still
Brad
the one
Stevens.
I want to see.
I don't think you're going to see it. I can't see an NBA coach just ditching out in the middle of the season.
Oh, yeah, because we've never seen that before. We've never seen a coach just go,
A coach of a contender?
They're not a contender.
Okay.
They're currently sitting, and I haven't checked.
They're in playoff position right now.
Barely.
Barely. They're a 500 team.
Pretty bad.
I get it. They're a 500 team. But, I don't know.
Yeah, they're 8th in the East.
Where will the Boston Celtics?
You know what that means you get in the first round? You get to play either the Nets or the Sixers. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he can't wait to do that.
I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. What will the Celtics do if that happens?
A lot of the Celtics will celebrate because they don't really like Brad Stevens, which is the reason that I think he would jump on this if called. I don't know if he'll be called or not. So many of you Carolina fans are like, we have to stay in the family.
We don't have to stay in the family.
We're like a fucking mob family. Don Corleone's son is who has to take over.
Look, just because it's been forever doesn't mean you have to stay in the family. Dean Smith wasn't in the family. Mm-mm. Dean Smith came from Kansas. Dean Smith created the family. We get that. But you don't have to stay within the family. We tried this once with Matt Doherty, and it did not work. So stop saying that we have to keep it in the family. Just because the last 2 hires have been, or 3 hires, I guess, who count Bill Guthridge, have been within the family, doesn't mean you have to stay within the family.
That's the say family again. Say the word family one more
time. It's been, 50 years
Yes. Dean came in 61, so it's been 60 years.
Right. I think we've exhausted this. We can step outside the box a little bit.
You just said the word family so many times that it's now lost all meaning.
Okay.
That word does not have meaning anymore.
You want me to sing it next?
No.
I could do that.
No, there's one of us on this set that can sing, and it ain't you.
There you go. Brian's got it.
Sadly enough, that puts him at 2. In the event of my untimely death, Brian will be the best singer on this show.
Everybody within the family who's getting a call has apparently already been called. And so best of luck, Scott Cherry, whatever you're doing out there. You're not.
Scott Cherry.
Jeff Lebo, you're not getting this job, so back off. I think you got to go. You still have to go with the home run hire. And you're definitely going to wait until tomorrow to give a call to Mark Few.
Okay, Mark, yeah, congratulations. You just won the Natty title. How do you feel about Chapel Hill? A little lighter shade of blue? Maybe do it for you?
Damn sure better weather, better food. It's all going on Tobacco Road. We definitely need some Mark Few to come in and keep this train rolling. What?
Alex Sater said, I once dated the daughter of the girl my dad was once dating. It's all relative.
I think that just broke my brain. The daughter of the girl, his dad
dated the mom. He dated the daughter.
Ah.
Totally acceptable. I've seen it in porn a bunch of times.
And then we switch. Oh, God.
This is the only show he and I are doing together this week, and I'm trying to get all my funnies in at the same time.
Nice.
Speaking of that, we will be doing our mock draft live Wednesday and Thursday morning. And by live, I mean it will be recorded because he'll be there. So you can comment to your heart's desire, and it ain't going to change shit. Content's going to be really strong. But nothing's going to, we won't, I mean, I'll see it, but I won't be able to change what I said.
Right. Mock draft, Jeremy's, which one is this? 3? This is mock draft 3?
I don't, 40. It's 46.
It's 3.0. 3.0.
Released on the Sportsocracy 3.0.
So we'll be going over the mock draft. We'll be recording that later on today. You'll be seeing it here on the YouTube channel coming up tomorrow and on Wednesday because Jeremy has to get some golf in.
I haven't played golf in a year. I was playing 3 times a week before we started doing this. And then a friend of mine just hit a hole-in-one, and it really made... Then he was gone, and I went, oh, I see a path. I see a path to me ending up on a golf course shooting 114, drinking a shitload of Wicked Weed beers. I believe that's how Wednesday's going to go.
Nice. Did you watch over the weekend any golf?
I watched Jordan Spieth win for the first time in 4 years. He's very good at golf. By the way, if you're playing DraftKings this weekend, Jordan Spieth's probably a good call. Probably a guy to have on my team.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give you advice because we're not sponsored by DraftKings, but if you do, I would do that.
Last 4 tournaments, he's been in contention, at least into the weekend and late in the weekend for at least 3 of those tournaments. And now, is he your favorite going into the Masters?
No, he's not my favorite, but I like him a lot. Mm-hmm. I like Jon Rahm a lot this week. He had a baby.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm. That was the biggest fear of Jon Rahm, is that he said, if my wife goes into labor, I will leave mid-tournament.
Right.
Well, she just went ahead and had that little youngster on Saturday.
And there's that daddy power.
Uh-huh.
That daddy power, that's a real thing.
Uh-huh.
Remember last year when we were talking about Mike Trout after his daughter was born, and he just went apeshit for 3 weeks, hitting home runs every day. Yeah, daddy power has something to do. All right, Jon Rahm. That's now a new.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to listen to what I say, but I've done reasonably well in golf in my life. Mm-hmm. Tank knows my famous story of I once was second in the Millionaire going into Sunday at the British Open, and I was literally so nervous that I had to drink my life away. I just got drunk and missed the first 15 holes. I think the leaders were on 16 when I woke up. Hideki Matsuyama threw an 8.
I was going to say, you got so drunk, Hideki Matsuyama fucked up.
Yeah, it was that bad. I got so roadhoused that Hideki Matsuyama felt it vicariously. Threw up a snowman on a par 5. That only cost me like, I don't know, a couple $100,000.
God.
I, to this day, would fight him like a man if given the opportunity.
There's no wonder you have ulcer issues.
We talking about stress, drinking,
all of
smoking,
it. Just your entire
gambling.
lifestyle, and then putting that, because that nugget of knowing that I had that money right there in my hand.
I was up $250,000. My phone literally said, live winning $260,000.
God,
it's a good feeling. It's good. It's wonderful. I've saved it forever.
Did you screenshot it?
Oh, yeah.
You look at it every now and then. It's like your Bill Buckner tape.
Yeah, and then I want to go fight Hideki Matsuyama. Then I go get my nunchucks and I'm ready to just brawl. Throwing up a damn snowman.
He gets so sad, he just sitting like me, sitting there watching Aaron Boone highlights over and over again from the 2003 ALCS. Oh, fuck you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, there's like a handful of guys that are on my dead to me list because of things they've done to me in DFS. Markieff Morris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Markieff Morris once got a rebound that cost me $10,000 in a game that was super over. Don't foul with 3 seconds to go when you're down by 8. Dicks. I mean, I still won $10,000, but it cost me an additional.
Right. How bad can the Golden State Warriors be?
They're bad. They're bad.
They got killed over the weekend. At one point, they were down 61 points in the game.
That's not good.
It was the most embarrassing thing in Steve Kerr's entire career. It's all he could say at the post-game press conference was that's embarrassing.
I saw it at 1 o'clock in the morning after my wife and I got back from a bar. I closed one eye like, I'm not seeing that right. Whoa.
So it begs the question, when Clay comes back, is this going to go back to being a winning team?
Winning team? Yes. Are they a contender? No. Honestly, name me a competitive team in the West they're better than. Are they better than the Lakers at full strength?
No.
Are they better than the Clippers?
No.
Are they better than the Nuggets?
No.
Are they
Or
better
the
than the
Jazz.
Suns? I haven't even said the 1 and 2 seed in the West yet.
Right.
They're not better than any of those teams.
So should they blow it up?
Define blow it up.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about maybe them trying to swing some kind of deal with LA to get Steph to go to LA.
That's dumb.
I'm just telling you what's out there.
Yeah, because people are bored and they like to type things that don't make any sense. No, I mean, Steph's the one piece that will be there. Here's the thing. Draymond Green's not very good at basketball. I hate to break it to everybody that wants to say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. No, he's not. He's a turd with an opinion. That's just what he is. Mm-hmm. He talks entirely he talks entirely too much for how little he actually contributes on the floor. He's not a 2. He's a good 4. And that's when he got paid and that's when he made all of his money, was behind KD and Steph and Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. He's not a 2. He never has been. He's Dennis Rodman shorter. Plays shorter. I don't know if he's actually shorter. Yeah. I think they're actually the same height.
Yeah.
He's just a dude. And that's how I feel about this whole team. Kelly Oubre is just a dude. Mm-hmm. Andrew Wiggins is just a dude.
Mm-hmm. I've heard so many apologists talking about, well, Steph Curry didn't play in that game. Okay,
so
well,
what?
If Steph Curry played in that game, they'd have lost by 20.
Did they randomly put in me? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like their alternative to Draymond Green was me. Just full-on team gets mine, shooting it from the logo. Mm-hmm. It was brutal.
I think it's one of the worst performances we've seen all season.
It's one of the worst performances we've seen in 20 years.
Right. It's a pretty bad performance, much like the Hornets against the Celtics last night or yesterday. It was not pretty.
Wasn't nice.
They got
Willie, Wasn't no fun.
Yep, they got thumped big time. The Lakers continue to lose games and lose position in the West. Are you still not afraid?
Afraid of what?
Of them slipping into the play-in game and all that kind of shit?
I don't care if they do.
No?
You tell me who below them they wouldn't beat to death. The Blazers, the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, the Spurs, or that Warriors team we were just talking about getting beat by 70.
Right.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be just hunky-dunky.
But wait a minute. The Clippers just got Rajon Rondo, so they're way better now,
yeah,
right?
I saved a lot of money on my car insurance by switching to Gonzaga. I don't give a flying rat's
About the
ass.
same relevance.
Cooper got approved for a MasterCard. I think we all had a good day.
Oh, come on. Rajon Rondo, he's the championship flair that they need.
I hate this Clippers team.
You're still
so
the
much.
5th, 6th best team in the league?
Who, the Clippers?
Yeah.
Well, they're behind the Jazz. They're behind the Suns. They'll be behind the Nuggets real soon. Mm-hmm. They're behind the Lakers. They're behind the top 3 in the East. So that puts them at 8. Woo. That's fun. I like being the 8th best at things.
8th best is not necessarily where you
In the
wanna
world we
be.
live in, that still gets a trophy. So
Aw.
hashtag participation trophies. Hashtag bullshit. Hashtag birds aren't real.
They're just trying. They're trying anything they can to stay afloat and stay relevant. Are the Clippers, and it's just not working. I think it's just hilarious. From last year, the opinion that we had about the Los Angeles Clippers and the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George thing, and then they end up just letting us down in the playoffs. As Jeremy had tried to tell us through the whole race to the playoffs that they were going to do. And then now you look at them, and they're not even, 4th best, 5th best team in the West.
I would take every team I just said over them. Mm-hmm. I would take the Nuggets over them comfortably. I would take the Suns, the Jazz, and the Lakers.
Right. There is no timetable still for AD and LeBron to get back on the floor.
Yeah, you know when they'll come back? When they're damn good and ready. Right. And that's fine.
Well, I mean, AD's already been practicing. They're on a East Coast swing right now. I think they've got 5 games coming up this week on the East Coast, including the game in Charlotte. And then they return home against the Boston Celtics, which will be the first game that the Staples Center has fans in attendance for. I kind of got a feeling that they're going to push those guys to that game. Yeah. I don't know how close LeBron is to being able to come back, but AD probably should be ready to go by the end of the road trip.
I would say so. Then you've got, let's say they come back to play Boston. You've got about 15 games before the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's plenty. They'll be just fine.
That'll be plenty to keep them, because what you want to have is you want to have them back on the floor for the run up to the playoffs, right? Like
That's all that matters.
Like if you're managing the team, how many games do you want to get them back on the floor for? That's just one game, just one tune-up before the playoffs start.
It's not like they forgot how to play together.
No, obviously
I think
not.
they understand how to do that.
Mm-hmm. But you don't think there's anything to building some kind of rhythm going into the playoffs? You don't want to have your back against the wall, basically.
If they can play a few games together, so be it. If not, who cares? It doesn't bother me in the least.
Yeah. It doesn't really bother me either. And I don't think in that time they're going to get caught. Everybody's kind of freaking out, looking at it going, oh, God, they've fallen down to, 6th? They're in the 6th spot right now, I think it is. Yeah. And
no, 5.
Oh, they're 5. And the Dallas Mavericks are right behind them. And the Portland Trailblazers as well. Woo. That they could slip behind both of those teams. Woo. What if they do?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You tell me the team they could play in the first round of the playoffs that you go, ooh, that could be tough. The Jazz, you worried about them being the 8? Because I'm not. Mm-hmm. Worst case scenario for them, they wind up as the 5. They play the Nuggets in the first round, and that's going to be a bitch.
Right. Your boy Nikola Jokic continuing to put up stats that we've never seen before.
MVP, no doubt.
He just passed Wilt Chamberlain for the most 10-plus assist games by a center in NBA history.
You know what they're doing a lot of since they traded for Aaron Gordon?
What's that?
Wow, winning.
They played the revenge game against the Orlando Magic, and Aaron Gordon had, 24, 26, something like that? Man, I think he's at home in the new spot.
Yeah, he's real happy to be doing things that involve winning because he hadn't done a lot of that beforehand.
Right.
He had 24, by the way.
What?
He had 24.
He had 24. 24 against the Orlando Magic.
Do you realize that team has not lost a game since he showed up? Not one. They haven't lost a game. And have, at times, been savagely beating teams. They're real good. You remember when I got real excited about Aaron Gordon?
Again. Oh, God.
There's a reason for that. Because he fits that team real good. He's like Jeremy Grant on steroids. You remember that guy that got away and all of a sudden the Nuggets didn't look the same anymore?
Right.
Yeah, well, they found a replacement. And this time it's a Terminator. They actually can score. It's not the most inefficient offensive basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Good.
All right, we got the mock draft going to be coming up later on this week here in the Sportsocracy. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, do us a favor if you're our loyal listenership. When you see these things go out, just hit the little thumbs up button. It does something to the algorithm and makes it go all crazy and shit. And that's what we want. So when you see those things premiering with a little red dot on them, just watch it. Hell, just turn it on your phone and set it down. Just make sure you click the little thumb.
Just got to get those clicks.
We like thumbs.
Like and subscribe to the Sportsocracy.
Like Deshaun Watson. I couldn't help it. Damn it.
Jesus.
I couldn't help it. I could not help it. I tried. I tried a lot.
Well, I mean, I guess we got to give you credit for that. No, we don't really give you much credit for that.
I tried. I did. You know what? I will be better tomorrow.
So you've been breaking things down. You've been looking at all the tape, setting up your mock draft. Did you finish the 7-rounder?
I haven't finished the 7-rounder yet. We're going to do a team-by-team 3-round mocks. So your first 3 rounds of picks will be broken down by team this week. Those will be just short little, it's just going to be me. So you just get to see my lovely shining face. And I'll give you quick hitters about every player. These are all guys that what I try to do with this mock is different than I've ever done before. I actually tried to give every team players that they have been directly connected to. So, however I find these things out, I always find out. It's a little harder now, but he'd be shocked how ready and willing a team is to tell you how much they love it. Mm-hmm. Especially if they think that you're not going to blast it all over the place. Which I'm not. It's just, these are all fits and needs. And I will tell you one thing. I'll give you one dirty little secret of my mock draft. Mm-hmm. And this is going to stay this way. I don't see any way the Green Bay Packers take a wide receiver in the first round. Wow. I don't see how it happens. I can't wrap my brain around it.
Too deep of a draft.
That part helps. Mm-hmm. It's not deep at other positions, which they really need. That's one thing you have to remember when you're looking at mock drafts and things like that. Like Philadelphia. I'll give you another good example. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia needs receiving help a lot. Mm-hmm. They're going to wind up with one at 12. Probably going to be the last of the elite, but they'll end up with a receiver at 12. They need to take another receiver. They're not going to do that immediately because they still need a linebacker. They need linebacking help badly. They're not worried about Jalen Hurts. Whether you like that or not, it is what it is. They don't care. Mm-hmm. They're trotting him out there to look bad. They're doing this on purpose. Philadelphia wants to suck. How do you ensure you do that? Don't give him any more weapons than you have to.
Right.
Don't start the rookie clock on any guy that you don't have to. And that's what Philadelphia will do.
So they won't take a wide receiver, is that what you're saying?
I have them taking a receiver at 12.
Okay.
And it will shock you who it is.
Oh, you're saying with a quarterback.
They're not going to take a quarterback. They're
right.
not going to take a quarterback.
Right.
They know where they're at. And I'll be honest with you, this is a class that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Once you get away from Trevor Lawrence and you get away from Zach Wilson, it really matters what scheme you play in. Mm-hmm. Trey Lance, I love him in San Francisco. I would love him in Denver. I would hate him in Atlanta. I would hate him in Carolina.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't fit that offense. I like Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones in Carolina. I don't like Justin Fields, and I don't like Trey Lance. Mm-hmm. Give you a hint. Carolina winds up with a quarterback.
Oh, where's the bell?
There it is. I almost hit my mouse aggressively.
Carolina will end up with a quarterback.
They do in this one, yeah.
Okay. All right. So be sure to tune in for the mock draft 3.0 coming up later on here in the week, tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we are live in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. Don't forget to check us out this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll see you next time.